Imagine for a moment that the story of Christ, one of the most influential narratives in history, has been altered. What if the teachings we've known were merely a filtered version of a profound blueprint for understanding reality? The Nag Hammadi Gospels, discovered in 1945, could be the key to unearthing this hidden treasure, a suppressed operating manual that can awaken that divine spark within all of us. As we delve into these ancient texts, we'll unveil a 12-realm architecture that redefines our perception of self, God, and the universe. This journey isn't just an academic exploration, it's a personal evolution that challenges us to question our beliefs and embrace a richer, more expansive view of existence. Get ready to see the world through a cosmic lens that interconnects us all. In 1945, a farmer near Nag Hammadi, Egypt, stumbled upon what would become a treasure trove of ancient knowledge, leather-bound codices hidden beneath the desert sand for centuries. These texts were long safeguarded in the shadows, not by outsiders, but by monks who recognized their significance. When the farmer unearthed them, he had no idea he was uncovering early Christian voices that had quietly persisted through time. These were not mere fabrications, they were authentic expressions of faith that challenged the official doctrines of the day. The texts presented a radical view, depicting Christ not just as a historical figure, but as an inner presence, a liberator of the soul. Imagine reading words thought lost forever, voices yearning to be heard, pushing back against the rigid structures of organized religion. This discovery was more than historical. It was a revelation, shaking the very foundations of belief and urging us to explore the diverse tapestry of early Christianity. In those early centuries, the concept of Christianity was anything but monolithic. Imagine a vibrant tapestry woven from diverse beliefs, practices, and scriptures. There wasn't a single Bible that everyone adhered to. Instead, believers had access to a plethora of Gospels and Revelations, each presenting unique perspectives on the life and teachings of Jesus. Among these early voices were the Gnostics. They weren't merely members of a sect, but thinkers driven by a profound desire for understanding. At the heart of Gnosticism is a term that might seem daunting: gnosis. Simply put, it refers to a kind of direct, personal knowledge or knowing. For the Gnostics, Christ was not just a historical figure. He was a profound revealer, someone who unlocked the door to a deeper, transformative knowledge that shattered ignorance. This idea of inner remembrance is where things start to get interesting. Gnosticism emphasizes a divine spark within each person, urging followers to seek knowledge that would liberate them from the constraints imposed by institutional authority. This stands in stark contrast to the emerging church hierarchy, which sought to establish control over doctrine and define what it meant to be a Christian. As the early church began forming councils and deciding upon the canon, many of these rich, competing visions were sidelined. Instead of a harmonious blend of beliefs, a singular narrative began to take shape, a narrative that would ultimately triumph. Yet, the echoes of those alternative views still linger, reminding us of the many paths that once flourished in the early landscape of Christianity. The conflict at the heart of this issue is stark. A Christ who emphasizes that the kingdom is found within each of us stands in direct opposition to systems seeking to monopolize power. When an idea like this takes root, it challenges not just individual beliefs, but the very foundation of hierarchical structures that thrive on obedience and control. Historically, those in power have resorted to heresy labels and book burnings, suffocating voices that threaten their authority. When you think about it, it's almost ironic. The very essence of spiritual awakening is about discovering your own inner sovereignty. Yet, those at the top see this as a direct threat. If we awaken to our own divinity and power, then we no longer need intermediaries. We no longer need to be governed by fear or obedience. This dynamic creates a challenging narrative, one that sacrifices truth for the sake of control. But despite these efforts to erase such powerful teachings, they have survived, often hidden in the sands of time, waiting for us to uncover them. It is in these remnants that we find the truths that can reshape our understanding, urging us to explore who we truly are beyond societal constructs. The Gospel of Thomas presents us with 114 profound sayings, inviting contemplation beyond conventional beliefs. One of the standout lines is, "The kingdom is inside of you, and it is outside of you." This duality suggests that our experiences and perceptions shape our understanding of the sacred, urging us to look within. Unlike traditional doctrines that hinge on belief for salvation, Thomas emphasizes awakening. This awakening isn't just a distant spiritual goal. It's an invitation to recognize the divine spark already within us. It's about tuning into our inner truth rather than adhering to external validations. Echoing this theme, the dialogue of the Savior highlights, "The lamp of the body is the mind." This metaphor invites us to illuminate our inner struggles and joys through conscious thought. When we nurture our minds, we become aware of the light that guides us daily, shifting our focus from a future promise to the present moment. Ordering our inner world isn't just spiritual fluff. It reveals profound clarity, allowing us to experience this kingdom now, not just as a posthumous reward. It encourages us to cultivate this light, fostering connection, peace, and purpose here and now. Each moment holds the potential for revelation. It's up to us to embrace it. In the Gospel of Philip, we encounter a profound tapestry of teachings that illuminate the journey towards sacred union, serving as a mosaic that reflects our own spiritual paths. Central to this gospel is the idea of the bridal chamber, a powerful metaphor representing the reintegration of our fragmented souls with their higher nature. It invites us to explore the depths of our being, where the divine and human coexist, urging us towards wholeness. The bridal chamber is not merely an abstract concept. It speaks to our yearning for connection, not only with others, but within ourselves. It's in this sacred space that we reintegrate the lost parts of who we are, nurturing a profound relationship with our higher self. As the Gospel beautifully states, truth did not come into the world naked, but in types and images. This quote reminds us that truth is often veiled in metaphor, encouraging us to dig deeper into our spiritual journeys and to decipher these symbols as reflections of our own lives. When we think of sacraments in this light, they transform from being static rituals to dynamic signposts pointing toward inner transformation. They are moments that invite us to shed our old ways and embrace new spiritual insights. Instead of seeing them as endpoints, we can recognize them as catalysts for growth, guiding us on our path toward unity. Accompanying this journey are the garments of light, imagery that evokes the higher states of consciousness we aspire to reach. These garments symbolize our spiritual essence, reminding us that we are, at our core, made of light and love. When we engage with the symbols and sacraments of the Gospel of Philip, we don these garments, illuminating our path as we navigate the complexities of life. As we explore these teachings, may we each come closer to experiencing that sacred union within ourselves, inviting transformation and healing, not just for our souls, but for the world around us. Mary Magdalene offers us a remarkable lens through which to explore the dynamics of the masculine and feminine within spiritual frameworks. As a teacher, questioner, and companion to Jesus, she embodies a balance that is often overlooked in traditional narratives. In the Gnostic texts of Philip and the Dialogue, her presence elevates her role beyond just a follower. She emerges as an essential voice guiding the understanding of divine wisdom. Imagine Mary standing alongside her male counterparts, not just absorbing teachings, but actively engaging with questions that challenge conventional perspectives. Her inquiries are not mere curiosities, they're profound dialogues that push the boundaries of spiritual thought. This demonstrates a partnership that transcends gender, inviting us to see her as integral to the spiritual journey. The threat she posed to emerging hierarchies during the formation of early Christianity was significant. Her teachings came with the potential to disrupt the patriarchal narratives being solidified. In silencing her and removing her voice, those in power distorted the original blueprint of spiritual and personal wholeness. By sidelining her contributions, they denied not only her wisdom, but also the vital interplay of masculine and feminine energies needed to create a well-rounded spiritual practice. In her absence, we lost a vital aspect of ourselves, the part that urges us to question, to seek balance, and to embrace all facets of existence. Mary Magdalene invites us to reconsider this narrative, encouraging a return to a more holistic understanding of the soul's architecture, one that is rich with both masculine strength and feminine intuition. By reclaiming her story, we open a door to wholeness, urging a reclamation of balance that resonates deeply within each of us. In the fascinating cosmology laid out in the secret book of John, we encounter a vast, intricate world that starts in the pleroma, a realm of fullness and divine unity. Here, the eons, or divine emanations, exist harmoniously, each representing different aspects of the divine. However, amid this celestial perfection lies a twist. From the depths of this divine realm, Sophia, the embodiment of wisdom, yearns for creation. But in her solitary endeavor, she gives rise to an unintended entity, the Demiurge. This being, blind to the higher truths of the pleroma, mistakenly believes he is the ultimate God. This misunderstanding sets the stage for the suffering we experience in our world. The Demiurge, isolated in his ignorance, has crafted a counterfeit reality, a flawed creation rife with chaos and alienation. We often feel trapped in a system that seems indifferent to our pain, and this is no coincidence. The Demiurge's blindness reflects our own struggles with ignorance and disillusionment. But here enters the transformative figure of Christ. He arrives not as a conventional savior, but as the revealer of deeper truths. Through his teachings, he unveils the nature of the counterfeit rulers, illuminating the path toward true knowledge. This awakening compels us to transcend the despair of the material world, guiding us toward the liberated understanding that we are all connected to the divine source of the pleroma. In embracing this wisdom, we can find our way back to wholeness, escaping the limitations imposed by ignorance and reclaiming our rightful place in the cosmos. Sophia of Jesus Christ introduces us to the profound concept of the 12 hidden universes, a poetic exploration into layers or states of consciousness that resonate deeply with each of us. Just as our lives are intricately woven with meaning, the number 12 represents a universal symbol of wholeness found in frameworks like tribal systems, gateways of experience, and the zodiac. These 12 universes aren't distant galaxies beyond our reach. Instead, they serve as ascending bands of perception that allow for deeper understanding and awareness. Imagine these layers like a staircase, each step inviting the soul to rise higher, enhancing our view of the tapestry of existence. In this journey, the essence of your being climbs by piercing through symbols, comprehending the patterns that surround us, and ultimately remembering our origins in the radiant light of creation. Each symbol acts as a key, unlocking doors within ourselves, guiding us back to that pure, luminous state. As we navigate these universes, we are reminded that this path isn't just philosophical, it's personal. Each of us embodies a unique thread in the fabric of these layers. Recognizing our connections to these ancient truths can transform our everyday experiences, helping us to see the world and ourselves through a brighter lens. The Inner Ascent Protocol isn't just about lofty ideals. It's about making those metaphysical concepts accessible and actionable in our daily lives. Imagine you're facing a situation that stirs up anger or fear. These emotions can feel binding, cage-like, trapping our potential. But what if, instead of allowing that fear to govern you, you paused? Just that simple act of pausing can create space in your consciousness, allowing you to question that fearful voice. What is it truly telling you? Ask yourself, is this fear based in reality, or is it a projection? As you do this, you begin to feel the weight of your inner lamp shifting. It's like a reordering of your mental space, illuminating pathways previously shrouded in fog. When you bring clarity to this moment, you embody the teaching from Thomas. Make the inside like the outside. When your internal world is organized and clear, it reflects in how you navigate the outside world, fostering a sense of integrity in your choices. Every time you choose clarity over confusion, it's as if you're climbing a rung on the ladder of self-awareness and growth. It may seem like a small choice, but in the grand scheme of your journey through the 12 universes, each decision builds momentum. These universes are not just abstract concepts, but milestones in your inner evolution. Embrace them as markers of progress, guiding you on your ascent toward a more radiant self. With every step, you're not just shifting perspectives, you're reshaping your reality. As we delve into the concept of modern echoes, let's explore how ideas about dimensions and multiverses resonate with ancient wisdom, albeit without claiming they're identical. Contemporary science, particularly in quantum physics and string theory, hints at realities beyond our immediate perception, ideas of multiple dimensions existing simultaneously, waiting for us to uncover them. Just like the ancients used their symbolic maps to navigate the unseen, today's physicists are painting a complex tapestry of reality that suggests multiple layers of existence. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. Gnostic insights remind us that these maps are less about rigid structures and more about experiences that guide our consciousness. They suggest that reality isn't merely a flat surface to traverse, but a rich, layered landscape. Just think about it. Each layer represents different aspects of existence: emotional, intellectual, spiritual, and it's up to us to engage with them. When we embrace this layered reality, we find that our consciousness can ascend through these dimensions. It's not just about intellectual understanding, it's about developing the insight to shift our awareness, much like a skilled traveler who learns how to read the signs and symbols along their journey. If we pay close attention, we can navigate this landscape toward a deeper connection with the source of our being. In this way, the journey becomes not just an exploration of ideas, but a profound personal odyssey toward understanding and higher consciousness.